I got a lovely busy week this week, so I thought I would show you everything that I plan to make. I've actually got a really busy morning this morning. I've got to do a few things before I pick up the food shop, like pick up Sophia's broken wheelchair, which EasyJet broke, which is so annoying. I need to take the dog to the groomers and walk him. Well, walk him, then take him to the groomers. And then, yeah, pick up the food shop. And I will show you everything that I bought. It'll be a slightly smaller shop because I popped to Waitrose at the weekend after we got back off our holiday. And I picked up some really super yummy bits. So this morning for breakfast, me and Sophia just had Rice Krispies, which really hit the spot. And surprisingly, I'm not hungry. I thought I'd be starving, but those Rice Krispies have definitely hit the spot. And in her lunchbox today, she's got leftover roast dinner in the thermos bit, Yorkshire pudding on the side, grapes and marshmallows, and she was delighted with that. So yeah, we had roast chicken yesterday. So in the slow cooker that you can see just there, I made some overnight stock with the carcass and all the vegetable trimmings and peelings. So that's delicious, and I'm going to do minestrone soup for dinner because that's nice and hearty and healthy. And then normally I'll do a fancy bread to go with it, but this time I've decided I'm going to do a cornflake tart on the side because I've got some homemade jam, picked up some cornflakes, and I've got some custard to go on the side. So I think that will be super nice. I'm very out of breath. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm going to go walk the dog, do the wheelchair, pick up the food shop, and then I will show you everything that I bought. Come in. Where's your head? Where's your head? Go.
I think it was a £5.
Should we go home? Should we go home? And this is everything that I bought in this week's food shop. I'm a little bit obsessed with these. They taste exactly the same as a normal Starbucks. You know, I always buy brioches, but I always put those in my basket and they're subbed. So now I'm really excited to finally try these. They've got something in the middle though. I don't know what. It looks good. My dog is literally where's my treat? You look so handsome. I'll give you a treat in just a sec. We just pan over this one more time for everybody. And if you don't know already, if you want to see what I'm feeding my family this week and every week for the past, I don't know, 3 years, you can go on my website and tap weekly menus. Okay, you want your treat? You want your treat? He wants one of these. Come on then. Oh, you're such a good boy and you're extra handsome because you've been chopped. I was just not shopping away and I got a little snacky. So I'm going to have some of this gourmet raspberry yogurt with the last of my homemade granola. Okay, now I'm going to start making the minestrone soup. So I've just made a cup of tea. I've gone for one of my first Christmas mugs. My husband bought me this Ralph Lauren back from America and I've been so excited to use it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, got my veg. Oh, I've got 2 onions there actually. I'm going to get rid of you. And some bacon. And I feel like I've made this lots on camera before, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to start off by frying some bacon. So the bacon has been chopped up and fried until crispy. I'm going to remove that now and then go in with my chopped veg. So that's sizzling away nicely now. So I'm going to get on with my stock. So I've let this cool down in the slow cooker. And as you can see in here, we have the most delicious stock. Oh, just put the lid down. So there's some carrots in there, peelings from our vegetables that we had on our roast, some spring onions that I had left over, an extra onion, and at the bottom somewhere is the carcass. So I'm going to drain that now quickly. So in my sink just below me, I've got a bowl and a sieve. Wish me luck. I hate doing this bit. Steady, steady. Still quite hot. I can probably strain some more. Oh, put it down. Sorry. I can probably strain some more liquid out of that, but I will just show you for a second what it looks like. Oh, smells so good too. I'll leave the recipe for this down below and my minestrone as well. They're both on my website. So I'm going to remove that veg now and try and get any last bit of liquid out. Ready to go in the soup. So the veg has softened nicely. So I'm going to go back in with my bacon, which I don't know where that's gone, and my stock. So that needs to now come to the boil. And I'm going to go in with this parmesan rind, which I have frozen, and some of this star-shaped pasta. And my dog's getting excited. Hello. Got nothing to offer you right now. You look so different with your haircut. Whole fresh different boy. Oh, just look at you. So this has now come to the boil. I'm going to pop its lid on, which I think is, let me just grab that. Get the spoon out. So I'm going to put the lid on. Turn the heat off. It's my least favourite lid in the world. Oh, I got it quite quick. And then, yeah, that's just going to chill there for a bit now while I make my cornflake tart. Okay, so now it's time to make the cornflake tart. I'm going to use the BBC Good Food recipe. I'm making my own short crust. It says to use shop bought, but I'm going to make my own. So in here, I've got a bit of ice and sugar and butter. It's a 50-50 ratio, so you always have double flour to butter. And I'm going to put the lid on and give that a good blitz. If I can get the lid on. I really want to make my own because the custard that I'm using is already probably full of palm oil and other chemicals. And shop bought pastry is the worst for like chemicals. So it's so easy to make your own. So I'm going to blitz that now. Oops, I had to turn it on first. So I blitzed that and I've just added some liquid. And now I'm going to bring that together and roll it out, and I've made my own pastry. And voila, that is all in there with some bacon leaves. I've left a bit of overhang that I will trim off later. And I'm going to blind bake this now for about 15 minutes. So this guy's had its blind bake. I actually knocked off a bit of the pastry there by accident, but I'm sure it will survive. So while that cools, I've made myself a bacon sandwich with the rest of that maple bacon that I used earlier. And some of this really nice tomato sauce that my husband made at the weekend. So I'm going to take this over to the table now and enjoy it while watching the Christmas Food Channel. And it is Gokwam, who I actually full on love. I have a big glass of water with it. Okay, my bacon sandwich has been devoured. I have trimmed the edges of this, although it's not looking a little too cooked there, but I'm sure we'll be just fine. Made myself a tea. Got my jam ready. This is Sophia's label. It's meant to say Mummy's Jam. That's the jumbleberry jam I made a few videos back. And I've measured out all these ingredients. That was meant to be light brown sugar, but I didn't have any, so I've gone for golden. So I'm going to put the jam in there and melt those. The jam is looking good. I'll just check on what I've got melting on the hob. Oh, there's a few lumps, but I'm saying it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go in with my cornflakes. They look so good. I've just tried one and they taste good too. So I'm just going to spoon those now into my tart. That's looking pretty full. So I need to put that in the oven now for 5 minutes. And oh, there's some spares for me to eat with my cup of tea while this cooks. I've just gone to check on the soup. It's looking great, but I realised I forgot to put in the carrot. And as my mouth right now is tasting delicious with those cornflakes, I didn't want to try that to check it tastes okay. I mean, I'm sure it tastes fine, but I bet it's missing the carrot element. Never mind, it still looks really good though. I think the cornflake tart's going to be any minute now. It's a bit later on now, as you can probably tell, because it's getting really dark outside. Hello again, dog. But the cornflake tart has cooked. BBC said to cook it for 5, and I think I cooked mine for 12. It looks pretty good, and I can confirm that the soup, even though it doesn't have any carrot in it, oops, still tastes delish. So when everybody's hungry, I'm going to warm that up and serve up. And now the time has come. Everybody is hungry. So I just heated that up on the stove, and I also warmed our bowls up with a little bit of hot water to keep the soup hot. and grated some parmesan to go on top, because I know my husband and my daughter won't eat this unless it's topped with cheese. And then we enjoyed our cornflake tart for dessert with a side of warm custard, and it was just perfect. See you all tomorrow. Goodbye from Rafa. Good morning, everybody. It is now Tuesday. I've got a much quieter day in the kitchen today. Thought I could see something on my cheek. But I'm quite pleased with that, because I have a very busy day of laundry to be catching up on. Do you know what? I got back from my holiday, let's say very early hours of Saturday morning, and I still haven't unpacked and caught up on my laundry. So that is my like paramount job for today. My dog's just come creeping behind me. For Sophia's lunchbox this morning, she had a little star-shaped sandwich, and inside there was salami, mozzarella, cheddar and ham. And what else did she have? I'm trying to think now. We shared it with some cheesy biscuits, grapes and cucumber, and she was really excited for this lunch, so that's always good. For breakfast again, we just had Rice Krispies, and I'm starving now. So I've just made myself a nice cup of tea, and I'm going to try one of these. I think I said about them on the video, they're those little brioches. And they say they've got a vanilla custard in the middle. I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to break it in half so I can get right into that custard. There's not that much in there. Don't think it's in focus. Okay, let me try. That's nice. Yeah, it's okay. Custard's lovely, but I would say it could do with a bit more chocolate. Anyway, I'm going to eat this, drink my tea, get cracking on loads of ironing, and I will see you at lunchtime. It is finally lunchtime, honestly. Since our last video, I'd had another brioche and 2 packs of hula hoops. But now I'm going to eat the leftover minestrone soup from yesterday with a slice of bread and butter while watching, you guessed it, Christmas cookery programs. How long before Raf comes and wants a bit of my bread? Yeah, I can't wait to eat this. I'm really hungry today. I'm a proper hungry pregnant person. So yeah, I'm going to devour this now. I literally sat down and the dog came. What do you think you're doing? He's on the bench there, look. Excuse me. And now it's a lot later on. I've just picked up Sophia from school, and my dad and my husband are home. So I've put a couple snacks on the table, which will tide us over to dinner. And we are having these British lamb burgers, along with these sort of crispy herby potatoes. My husband's over there on burger duty. Look, they're really good, and I would definitely get them again. They're in the 3 for $12. And my burger does not look appetizing there, but it really was. So I'm just going to enjoy that, and I will carry on filming tomorrow. Oh, and I almost forgot, we had more of the cornflake tart for dessert. This is so good, and we had it with hot custard again. Hello everybody, it is now Wednesday, and on today's menu, I feel like I need to lower the camera, but I can't be bothered. On today's menu, I'm going to make cheese and onion pasties. I'm out of breath today. I'm really tired. I've only had about 2 hours sleep, and that was like an hour, then up all night, and then another hour, so I'm absolutely knackered as per usual. Yeah, cheese and onion pasties, because I make them quite a bit, and they're never like, they're fine, they're tasty, they're edible, but they're never like chef's kiss. I've never nailed them, so I really want to try and make those today for the family. And then in the Waitrose magazine, I saw this recipe. I think it was for like chocolate mince pie cookies. They look really good. So if I've got enough energy, I'm going to do those today as well. And what do we have for breakfast? Oh, Sophia had her usual Cocoa Pops, no Rice Krispies. She's loving them at the moment. And you know what? It's easy. I don't have to cook anything, so she can have them. And I had toast with Marmite, and in a lunchbox she had exactly the same as yesterday because she loved it. But I did substitute the cucumber for these little Viennese chocolate fingers. You would have seen them in my Monday food shop. That pack has now been devoured. They were delicious, and I would definitely buy those again. So I put one of those in there to cheer her up. So I'm gonna get started on For pasties, I'm going to make the pastry in my food processor, mainly because I'm tired, and two because I'm actually a really short person and these countertops are average sort of height. And like my bowl would be here and my arms just ache so much. If we ever get a new kitchen, I'm gonna have like a slightly lower surface for me to work on so that my arms don't ache so much. But anyway, I'll stop yapping because I'm so tired and save my breath. And I want to start making these pasties. I'm gonna do the pastry first, I think. So yes, come along with me. So that's my dough all made. I made it the same as I made the dough for my cornflake tart, with the exception of I put a bit of salt in and some parmesan. So I'm going to leave that to chill now while I prepare the filling. This is everything I'm going to put inside. I'm going to go for plenty of potatoes. I don't normally put in carrots, but I'm going to put in some of those. Perhaps 2 onions, maybe a third. I'll see how it all looks in the bowl at the end. This cheddar here and the crackler cheddar there, and lots of black and white pepper and some salt. I'm basically going to chop this all up into a similar dice size now and pop it in a bowl. It is almost an hour later. This bowl is massive, but I have filled it. Now I'm going to roll out my pastry. And oh, my dog is coming. Hello. Hello. Also check out my shoes. Yes, and now I'm going to roll out my pastry and make some pasties. So that is one pasty done. I need to cut a little breathing hole in the top and egg wash them. You're just always pushing me out of the way. Look at him getting the scraps of what I've dropped. Yeah, so I need to try and make at least another 3, I reckon, out of that. And I've got this much dough left, so I've rolled this one quite thick, so I'm hoping I can get enough out of those if I roll out a bit thinner now on. So I've made them all, but I've got loads of filling left. I think I overdid it. No, you can't have it. So I know, so part of me is tempted to make some more pastry. Then I've got some for the freezer. So I think I'm going to egg wash these and get them in the oven, and then I'm going to decide what to do with that. Okay, they're nicely egg washed, and I've decided I'm not going to give them an air hole. Like, is that my normal problem, why they don't taste as nice as I'd like? Who knows? So I'm going to go put these in the oven now for about 45 minutes at 180. I just whipped up some more pastry and I managed to make 2 more really good sized pasties. And now I am starving, so I think I'm going to leave the tidying up, make myself some lunch. Then I'm going to make the mince pie cookies. Okay, I've done a random lunch. Just defrosted a croissant from the freezer, scrambled some egg, and had it with tomato ketchup. Obviously, my dog is right there. This is the recipe that I'm planning on making. I'll just hold my camera over it a bit so you can all have a little look. And I'm just going to read through that while watching the Food Network, as always, mainly because it's all the Christmas episodes. I'm tucking into this because I'm starving, and I have my water and my dog. So just as I tucked into my lunch, I had a call from the school saying I needed to pick up Sophia because she wasn't feeling great, and I left the pasties in the oven. Unfortunately, they did not burn in that time, but Sophia came through the door and said they smelled amazing. So we got her cozy on the sofa with her pajamas on, and we split a little pasty between us. And honestly, I've nailed it. They were absolutely delicious. So those are the other 2 pasties just there. And then Sophia said she was feeling a lot better. So I said, would you like to make the mince pie cookies with me? So that is exactly what we did. So we started off by going in with the sugar before we added in an egg and some vanilla, then the flour, and then we threw 3 mince pies into the mix, which Sophia thoroughly enjoyed doing, as you can imagine. And then we had to leave the dough mix to cool, so Sophia went off and played in her toy kitchen, and I just sat on her stool feeling absolutely knackered with about my 7th glass of water of the day. And then before I knew it, the dough had chilled, so I just popped them into round little balls because Sophia was still playing, popped them in the oven, and voila, they turned out just like this. And do you know what? We all really enjoyed them. They were so good. Even my husband liked them, and he doesn't particularly like mince pies. So I would call that recipe a success. However, Sophie and I have been brainstorming, and we do think we can make them even better next time. We're going to adapt the recipe. And then it was time for dinner. Sophie had already ate her pasty because she enjoyed it and was starving. So my husband and I just enjoyed our pasties together. Hello everybody, it's now Thursday, which means I'm going to spend the day with my nanny, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm not sure what the plan is, but if we go shopping or have any nice food, of course I will show you. What's today? Let's start with our breakfast. So for breakfast, Sophia had hot honey and Weetabix, which she loves, and I had some toast, which I let go cold and then put all the butter on, and it was so perfect. For dinner tonight, I'm gonna do like a spaghetti with like a spicy tomato sauce on it, and if I go shopping with my nan, I'm gonna pick up some steaks to put on top. So that'd be really nice, and I think my husband will be pleased because he made a comment that I fed him like not enough meat this week, and tomorrow's dinner's not particularly meaty either. So if I don't go shopping with my nanny, I will pick one up when I pick my little girl up from school. So I've got to go, so I've got to leave now, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So we're starting off strong with one of these like little Snickers and a cup of tea. And then for lunch, my mum did my favourite kind of lunch. Oh, she knocked the bananas off, which is like ham, chips and salady picky bits. And for dessert, just a little strawberry cheesecake. Moving on to dinner, I roasted some tomatoes with some onions and garlic. They were in the oven for about half an hour. And then Sophia and I shared a steak, which annoyingly I had to cook well done, which killed my soul, but I did it. And I got some pasta on to boil. And then before I knew it, the tomatoes were ready. How good do they look? They tasted delicious, and I'm going to stir them through the spaghetti, which is almost finished boiling in there. And voila! Here is our final dish. I thought the steak looked a bit dry and I was so sad, but it actually turned out delish. And me and Sophia ate the whole thing. Made it to the end of the week. I hope you're all still doing really well, and thank you so much for watching so much of this so far. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button because it would mean the world to me. So Friday, yeah, for breakfast today, Sophia really wanted warm chocolate porridge because it was really cold, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna join you with that. And for my porridge, I always do a mix of oats and ready bread because I think it makes it extra creamy, and it was perfect. And then in Sophia's lunchbox, I gave her one of those little brioches, cucumber hummus one up there, cheese savoury biscuits and a mince pie biscuit, which despite sort of semi-moaning about, we are absolutely devouring and enjoying. And you may notice to the side of me, I've started prepping today's dinner because I'm going out in a bit, and again, this is one of those dishes that just the longer it sits, the better. So I will take you over there now so you can see. So look at me all prepped and ready, but like I said, I'm a busy girl today, and I'm doing a chorizo, red onion, butter bean and potato stew with this lovely artificial looking chicken stock. It is actually, I can't remember the brand, begins with a K. They're organic stock, but I think when you've made your own so many times, you'll realise how artificial that yellow is. So I'm going to start off by frying these onions, and when they start to get a little bit of colour, I'm going to go in with the chorizo. So this is now looking beautiful. This is probably taking about 15 minutes to get to this stage. So I'm just going to go grab my potatoes. Oops, some of them are stuck. I've only got one hand. And I'm going to I really need to invest in a tripod. I know I will get round to it one day. So I'm going to put those in so that they can absorb some of the juices, all the lovely flavour, before I go in with all our liquids. That looks perfect. So I'm going to go in with, the butter beans, which won't focus, and the stock. And then I'll just leave it to blip. So I'm going to bring that to the boil actually, and not leave it to blip. And basically as soon as those potatoes are soft, it's ready to go. So I'm just going to put the lid on like that. I'm going to leave the spoon in so I can get some air in there. And just leave that to simmer away for maybe about half an hour. So now I need to get my timings like impeccable because I'm going out today, and I also want to make some bread. I'm going to do it in the bread maker. I'm going to do a cheesy loaf. Takes 3 hours in the bread maker, and I want it to be done about 10 to 3 before the school run. So I need to put it in about 10 to 12. So I've got about 40 minutes upstairs to put away some laundry, clean the bathroom, and then I'll be back down. Okay, it's a bit later on. As you can hear, the bread has just gone in the bread maker. I've gone for the basic recipe. And now I'm going to wait for I really need to do my nails. My 10 beeps when I can add my additional ingredients. And then I'm going to go meet a friend. And we're going to go to a new Home Bargains that has opened up by us. And I think I'm going to film it and everything that I bought in a separate video. And I don't know if that will be, I'm sorry, but how can my dog knows I've grated cheese and he's literally just begging down there. Yeah, I'm going to film that in a different video, I think. And it might be up before this one, or it might be up after this one. I'm not sure. So hopefully the machine does those 10 beeps before I have to leave. If not, I'm going to chuck it in. So basically, I'm just waiting for her to text me saying she's finished work, and we're going to go over there. And if we've got time, we're going to go in their cafe. They've got a cafe. And yeah, I shall film that for you. So yeah, I'll be back later. So I've just got home from Home Bargains, and I'm sure you'll see from my video, which I don't know when it'll be up, either before or just after this, my experience wasn't great, and therefore my bread was left in the bread maker for too long, and it is ruined slightly. I think I'll just show you. The edges have like caramelized, the top has sunk. Do you know what, it'll probably still taste fine, but I'm a little bit gutted. Soup, however, is that lid hot? No, it's good. It's looking grand. Those potatoes are so soft, they've almost like melted down to thicken the stew. And it smells good. And then before I knew it, everybody's tummies were rumbling and it was time for dinner. The soup turned out thick and delicious, and the bread actually turned out not too bad at all. The caramelized edges were probably like the best bit, so it was probably a happy accident. So I just spooned the steaming hot soup into everybody's bowls. Oh, trying to catch my breath a little bit. And then we sat down at the table and enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.